Welcome to a slow and peaceful journey through one of the most important events in American history. Let's take a deep breath and travel back to the 18th century. In the early 1700s, the American colonies were a quiet part of the British Empire. 13 colonies stretched along the East Coast, from Massachusetts in the north to Georgia in the south. People farmed the land, traded goods, built communities. They were British citizens, but they lived across the ocean, far from the king and his parliament in London. After the French and Indian War, Britain was in debt. To raise money, they taxed the colonies. The Stamp Act, the Townshend Acts, and the Tea Act all placed taxes on the colonists. Without their consent, the cry began to spread. No taxation without representation. People felt and heard, unfairly treated, and slowly, a spirit of resistance was born. Boston Tea Party. On a cold night in December 1773, a group of colonists dressed as Mohawk Indians boarded British ships in Boston Harbor. They dumped hundreds of chests of tea into the water. In protest of the Tea Act, it was a bold act of defiance, and it shocked the British government. The war begins. In April 1775, British soldiers marched to Lexington and Concord to seize weapons held by colonial militias. But the local militias were ready. Shots were fired, and the first battles of the American Revolutionary War began. No one knew it then, but the world had changed forever. Declaration of Independence. In the summer of 1776, leaders from the 13 colonies gathered in Philadelphia. On July 4th, they approved a powerful document written by Thomas Jefferson, the Declaration of Independence. It declared that all men are created equal, that they have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and that the colonies were now free and independent states. It was a moment of great courage, for they knew Britain would not give up easily. Years of war. The war lasted for 8 long years, from 1775 to 1783. The British Army was powerful, well-trained, and well-equipped. The Continental Army, led by George Washington, struggled with shortages of food, supplies, and soldiers. But they had something stronger, a dream of freedom. Show Washington at Valley Forge. Freezing winter, troops hungry and tired, but holding on with hope. Through brutal winters, harsh battles, and impossible odds, they fought on. Help from France. In 1778, help arrived. France, once an enemy of Britain, joined the American cause. French ships, soldiers, and money gave new hope. General Lafayette and others helped lead the fight. Victory at Yorktown. In 1781, the British Army led by General Cornwallis was trapped in Yorktown, Virginia. Surrounded by American and French forces, he surrendered. It was the end of the war. The United States of America had won. Peace and a new nation. In 1783, the Treaty of Paris was signed. Britain recognized the United States as a free and independent nation. A new country had been born, built not by kings, but by ordinary people with extraordinary dreams. Closing reflection. The American Revolution was not just a war. It was an idea that people could govern themselves, that freedom was worth the fight, and that even the smallest voices can change the world. Thank you for joining us on this quiet journey through history. Let your mind rest. Let the past gently drift away. And know that stories like this still shape the world we live in today.